What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and in this video we're breaking down my first impressions for Black Ops 4. If you guys aren't aware, once or twice a year a group of us from college get together and decide on what game we want to play as a group. This has ranged a variety of games from Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy XIV, Call of Duty, World of War, Halo 5, and now essentially Black Ops 4. And this is my first actually engagement with Black Ops as a franchise. So I'm going to take this time to approach this game from a first impressions perspective that I've done for a couple games so far. Obviously things have changed since I've been in college, and one of the things that's changed is I'm a father of 3. So how do I feel about this game? What do I take away from this? And the first thing is that I'm not going to play this game around my daughter. Yet at the same time, I have played Halo around my daughter, and it's just there's this weird contradiction that I have, I guess, as an individual and as somebody who makes these choices. Now, this is no judgment call against anybody who makes a different choice. You parent the way you want to parent. But essentially, is this game safe for kids? And I would say absolutely not. Now, depending on the age of your kid, this can obviously widely vary. My oldest is almost 5, and then I've got 2 little ones. But even at this point, I still don't think I'd even feel comfortable if Manny was like 8 or 10, being able to be exposed to this game personally. The difference is obviously Black Ops 4 is very realistic. It's set in obviously a fantasy version of reality, but it's still, I'm shooting another human being as opposed to an alien or some other form of, monster, etc. Now, you make what choice you make as a parent and as however you want to go and approach this, but for me, this is just something that I personally have decided with my kids and with this type of game. And so when do I play this game? At night when the kids are in bed, obviously as a part of, again, the game night group that we run. Now, how do I feel about it all in all? Like, honestly, it's a weird thing that's evolved over the course of my time as a gamer, is that I spend the majority of my time playing games with my kids now, especially Julie, my wife. Like, we enjoy playing video games together as a family, and that's really important. Now, it's okay to have certain kind of video games that you enjoy, certain kind of games that you really appreciate, but outside of the violence, there's obviously cursing, and there's obviously a lot of gore that, when players can get dismembered, and it really is shocking to me. And you can turn this off. In the beginning of the game, it says, hey, you want to go and turn these features off, and you can choose yes. But then I sit here and say, if I was a teenage boy, yeah, that'd be the first thing I would turn back on. I remember back in the day when there was Mortal Kombat, and you had the red and green blood situation from SNES and the Genesis, if you guys remember that era. There was this, I guess, desire to kind of see what is forbidden, what is hidden. So if you sit here and say, hey, we've turned this thing off, there's obviously a sense of curiosity that's going to grow and say, well, what is off? Tell me more. I want to see what this is all about. As far as the gameplay and everything else goes, I am actually really quite interested in it. It brings what I enjoyed about Destiny, enjoys what I enjoy about Overwatch. It has that ultimate move that you as a player have access to. It has this kind of class-based system that's really interesting and quite fascinating. The game in and of itself feels far more tactical, which plays into the realism of the game, and so you, hopefully as a parent, can decide what is best for you and your family and whether you want to choose to play this game. There's also 3 different games that are a part of Call of Duty Black Ops 4. You have the multiplayer, which you're seeing on screen right now. You have a Battle Royale mode, Blackout, which is really quite fascinating and fun. Kind of ties into the whole Fortnite craze. And that's where, as a parent, this kind of shifts over, is that I'm totally fine with Maddie being able to play Fortnite. Or if nothing else, at least watch me play Fortnite. Still feels a little bit hypocritical, because obviously as Fortnite, you're still playing against other players. You're still shooting other players. But there's a disconnect, I think, with reality when I look at the gruesome, reality that is Black Ops 4 and the reality of other games in that genre, in the shooting genre. And namely, I guess, Halo 5. I don't have any problem with Maddie watching me play Halo 5, for instance. But this is just my personal preference as a parent, as a father. And again, I get it. I think context matters, and I also just, no judgment if you make different calls with your kids and with your family. Now, this game, like I said, has a lot of modes, and one of those modes is zombies. Now, I played this, and I love horde-style modes. So as a parent, I look at this and the violence that you're fighting zombies and how gruesome they look. I don't think I want my kids to have to see this, at least just yet, especially at an early age. Now, as they get older, I think it would be a fun mode for you to play with your friends. It's very cooperative. It's very working together as a team. I guess that's the core definition of what cooperative means. But at its core, there is a lot of language that is used. There is some story that these characters are telling on the maps. but there's also a lot of swear words. And not just like, oh, just your typical swear words. They can get pretty pretty deep and using some very foul language. So just be aware of that if you're letting them play this. Again, you can turn this mode off. You can turn off the gore. You can turn off the graphic language that they were going to use. But again, you're going to have to know your kid. I would recommend them playing this, again, in a public space. Zombies is a fun mode. I'm a huge fan of horde modes. I think it offers a lot of depth, a lot of gameplay. So when you look at the full package of what Black Ops 4 is, it's a game with a ton of content. Basically 3 games in one. You have your horde mode, you've got your battle royale, and then you have your multiplayer teamwork, progress. The game in and of itself encourages you to keep leveling up. As you play, you get experience, which you unlock different guns to play with, and then even in the horde mode, you get points that you can use to unlock different guns. So it's a game that I think if you're looking at from just a price perspective and not necessarily worrying about the age of your kids, this is a game that they can play for a very long time. It is a primarily online focused game. There is local co-op. There is a local split screen mode, which is hugely handy, especially for me and my wife, if we want to sit on the couch and play this game together. So hopefully I've been able to relate to you the different bits of content that this game offers, and hopefully you're going to be able to make the choice that best suits your kids, suits your family, suits your play style. And hopefully it gives you something that you're looking for if you're interested in picking up Black Ops 4. This is a game that personally speaks to me, to the varying games that I enjoy. I enjoy Battle Royale, I enjoy Horde, and I enjoy tactical multiplayer. This game is very tactical, it's fun, I think it's worth the money, but it's a game that I'm going to only be able to play for a very limited time and during certain parts of my day. Namely, when the kids go to bed. Anyway, my name is Brian. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and I'll happily have that conversation with you. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and take care.
Hey, beautiful. Did anybody ever tell you that we want you as a part of the workforce? That's right. The workforce needs you. Yes, you on YouTube, or wherever this video is shared. Like, favorite, share, sub, dance, join, military, jump up and down. You know the drill. Anyway, we totally want you. Part of the workforce. Join the workforce. Or don't. Either way, we hope you come back. Hope you have a good day. Peace. Chuck Charles out.